Hey guys, Hunter Goodman here. I'm going to talk about project-based learning. And the video I watched on project-based learning, the My Restaurant project. What is project-based learning? So basically, the teacher assigns a project to the students, and the teacher doesn't have near as much responsibility as they would in a normal class. So she's basically just free around the room, walking around, and she's there as more of a helper than she is a teacher. She's at that point, she's just helping them whenever they have questions or whenever they're struggling with a certain part of the project. And the students can also work in groups or pairs or individuals. And me personally, after watching the videos, I think working in pairs or groups would be better, just bouncing out ideas off each other's head and finding the best solution to the problem for the project. The grade of the video, they were in middle school, and then the content area was they were basically building a restaurant, and they had to have a menu, they had to buy furniture for their restaurant, and they had to do all these things with the restaurant. And all the standards in all the subjects were addressed. The restaurant project. Here's a video of them. This is the video I watched, and I'm going to show you a quick excerpt of the kids talking about it.
When I made my menu, I learned how to insert text boxes and insert pictures.
See, these students learn how to use interview, slide, presentation, video presentations. As you saw in the video, the kid learned to use text boxes and insert all that stuff into his project, which is really cool that they're learning that stuff at such a young age. So for project-based learning, the teacher, as I said earlier, is more of a helper than a teacher. She walks around, and if you have any questions, she answers them and stuff like that. The student seats are arranged in groups so they can work together, which is really good because they're all together, and it makes it really easy for them to bounce ideas off each other, like I said earlier, and it makes it really easy to get around the room when they're working on a project. They don't have to move seats or move all their books and bags and all that stuff, so they're already there in their groups. One of the best things I think project-based learning does is teaches students how to use technology to research stuff and helps them get acclimated to that technology early on in their education. I believe the lesson was effective because the kids seemed to love the lesson. They loved making their own restaurant and their own menu. They seemed to really enjoy it. And while they were enjoying it, they learned a lot of things like using technology. They had to use a bunch of math for the calories and the prices of the food. So a lot of these things, they were learning a lot and having fun learning. So that's one of the reasons I think the lesson was effective. The lesson didn't have a lecture. It was more because project-based learning normally doesn't have lectures. It's more students interacting with students. The only negative I got was the music was really loud in video, so sometimes it was hard to pay attention to the words on the video and not pay attention to the music. One of the questions I think that I would ask if I was doing a project-based learning is, if you were the owner of a zoo, what animals would you have? And what would you do about the entry fees? How much would they be? How many employees would you have? Where would you get your animals? How much would you have to pay if you get your animals? So one of the barriers you might face doing project-based learning is technology resources. Some schools don't have as much technology as others, so you fight for computer labs and all that stuff. So sometimes you're not going to be able to use this. One of the best things I think for kids at this age or kids at any age, one of the best positives